Everybody, welcome back to IPL 5 at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. I'm Ask Joshy, being joined by the one and only Total Biscuit. How are you doing today, sir?
Not too bad at all. Managed to sneak in for a little bit of Shootmania action, which
Awesome.
is always wonderful during the StarCraft. And it looks like I got in at the right time because this series is looking fantastic.
Yeah, it's SK Gaming versus Colwn. We've got Quake legends on both sides.
We do. Sturmy and Rafa
That's
representing
right.
here in Shootmania. Always cool to see.
Rafa actually just competed at DreamHack last week and got a silver medal for Quake Live. Here he's looking for gold, and if they can manage to take out Colwn, that'll put them in a three-way tie situation where they would actually advance. So this is a very, very tense game between SK Gaming and Colwn. So we are ready. We've got ahead and given the signal to our players. It looks like Colwn's all readied up. SK Gaming sitting down, getting prepared for perhaps the most important game of group play right now. They are already up 1-0, so they just need to put it away with a win here on Crossroads. This is the map choice of Colwn. So how are you enjoying the event so far?
It's been absolutely fantastic. IPL 5 is awesome. Crowds have been great across the board for every game, including Shootmania, which is arguably the smallest, but it's still got really good representation for a new title. So this is going to be a good one, and needless to say, a couple of legends in the game definitely doesn't hinder matters, does it?
No, it definitely doesn't. I mean, Clock ID and Rafa have played Quake Capture the Flag together for years, and Sturmy joining the Brothers Wins and AKM. They've just been taking down tournaments left and right. They won ESWC not too long ago, about a month ago actually, and yeah, they're still riding it here into this tournament as they're already 2-0 in their group. They've already guaranteed advancement, I believe. So this game had important consequences for SK. Colwn can kind of rest on their laurels a bit. They've done so well already. Haven't dropped a map until just now when SK Gaming took this first map. But we're about to begin. Let's go ahead and hop into the game. We've got Colwn AKM attacking first.
All right, here we go. AKM on his way. Cross mode's a nice classic map, one I'm actually very, very much familiar with, and going to make his way up to the side at the moment. A couple of little rockets just ranging there. He spots his opponent as he goes up there.
Yeah, AKM actually falling all the way back to the laser pad. A little bit surprising that no defenders chose to post up there.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to contend for it. He is looking down the long-range zoom feature there to try and get to the hill behind that enclosed area that contains the goal. He just runs right past the first defender. He's not even interested in isolating one of them. So AKM, he's just going to, pop Rafa right out of the air. Clock standing on the laser pad now. Where was he at the beginning of the game? I'm not sure.
Ooh.
ID does get another point of armor off of him, though, and AKM down to just one, but gets eliminated by ID, landing all three of those defensive shots.
Nice little start there, certainly. And it was reasonable, I think. Grabbing the laser pad initially was a great idea. Get a little bit of information, more recon than anything else. Maybe you pick somebody off there. You see it maybe 1 in 3, but at this point, that was a really nice start there. And here we go. Clock is on the way. Will he be able to pick up that ever so important attacking round here in order to give momentum to his team?
All right, Clock actually was the only successful attacking round on the previous map, Castle Crasher, among both teams. SK Gaming and Colwn are looking great defensively, but Clock was the only one to find the goal in time on the last map. Double tap there from Wins is going to take Clock down to just 1 armor. He did get the trade, though, on that second one, so 2 defenders still standing. Clock has a little bit of time left on the board there. Can't really spot any defenders. Looks like the AKM is going to run the long, scary way towards Clock, but that gives Sturmy enough time to come up from behind and finish him off. Red finishes that turn. Colwn with a successful defense, and now Colwn Wins will be attacking.
It was a nice move from Clock, honestly, and the actual dodging was phenomenal, but unfortunately with 2 defenders left and only 1 point of armor, that doesn't put you in a good position. You usually have to try and flank your opponent, take someone out, because if you don't, then what's going to happen is someone's coming up behind you, and the chances are you're dead. You're going to eat at least one of those rockets coming in your direction. Wins now on the way, trying to get himself a vantage point above the flag here. Obviously spots someone already. Takes second rail shot, doesn't go anywhere with that one, but a nice pickup to begin with here. He also gets a spot on one of his opponents. If we were to make that shot, that would be incredible, but that's not happening without the zoom. A second pickup as well, and a hit. Wins looking really good as he goes for the flag right here. Still 13 seconds remaining and all to play for right there as he goes up against it. Takes another hit. Will ID be able to make this work here for SK? Wins making a run for it. 4 seconds left. Jumping off here.
That's an open shot.
Oh, and he misses it. Whips that one completely.
Another open shot. What is happening? Wins. ID had some guts running up in the face, but now he hits the incredibly hard shot through the goal. Wins just making it look easy. He says this is not challenging enough. He's out in the open. I'm just going to make him dance a little bit, and then once he gets behind the goal, I'll pick him off.
Wins ever the entertainer, man. He's concerned about the spectator experience here at this tournament, and he's doing it very, very well indeed. SKID now rolling here, and that pickup there for Wins was absolutely phenomenal there on the attacking round. Let's see if ID can even up the score here, getting stuck just a little bit behind the railings. Of course, you can see through those, you can't shoot through them for those just tuning into this tournament for the first time. Something to consider, a very important tactical consideration. The zoom. Oh, that was a wonderful hit. Absolutely fantastic snapshot in the air, and he knows where his opponent is. A couple of rocks coming in his general direction. Chance of being hit from that position fairly low here.
Oh, Sturmy playing the point. ID has dealt with him before, but oh wow, nice jukes, but does still take 2 points of damage. Wins crossing him up from the other side, manages to eliminate him, but Wins, actually the round before this was the only Colwn attacking round that we've seen in this entire series. They got 0 on Castle Crashers, so Wins at least might be warming up a bit. We'll see if Sturmy, one of the other European Quake legends, can make something happen here against Clock, Rafa, and ID. All these guys know each other and have for years, so I think it's very interesting to see them in this new environment, playing Shootmania for, frankly, a lot of money. So there's a lot on the line for SK Gaming if they can manage to take out Colwn, but Colwn with a firm advantage right now, having the lone attacking round.
Sturmy goes up on the pad. No big surprise for a player like Sturmy, considering his accuracy in that situation. But now going to make a quick rush across, identifies where his opponents are, and a nice little predictive crossfire coming in as Rafa connects with the first rocket. Still 3 defenders alive. 5 seconds before that flag comes into play. Sturmy taking a risky proposition up on the top there, exposing himself potentially, but nice dodging thus far here from the Italian legend, but down he goes. And a little bit too much risk there, I feel. Not enough reward.
Yeah, look at the score right now for ID. He's got 6 defensive rockets.
Incredible.
He landed 2 of them there. He is keeping, SK Gaming afloat here. They are still down in attacking round, and Rafa looks to change that now as he'll be attacking in on Crossroads. We can take a look here at where the Colwn guys are posting up. This team actually does change defensive positions quite a bit from time to time. They'll do drastically different looks every once in a while. Rafa does identify, I believe that's AKM up on the laser pad. He was playing there earlier this morning against Epsilon, so I'd be surprised to see that switch up. But Rafa, still trying to decide his course of action. How is he going to progress here against 3 defenders? Time is starting to tick down, and he has not had much opportunity to take any shots.
Yeah, the positioning's really good up to this point. And this seems to be an absolute death trap. Don't go near Sturmy. That's a terrible idea. But Sturmy's been set up there an awful lot, and he is just ready for ambush. Communication's so important in a team-based game like this, especially when he can be killed by the attacker in one hit from the other side of the map, potentially. So that was really well planned by the looks of it. And now AKM on the attack. And these defensive positions do seem preferable. Clock posting himself just there behind the railings. Rafa not deciding to stay inside the capture area this time, getting a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, you can see the rockets whizzing past him from all directions. AKM actually losing a point of armor, but a great shot there. Basically spun and did a 180 to eliminate Clock just now. Rafa and ID still playing very close to the goal. AKM trying to figure out which route is going to be best. Sometimes you'll see them hop onto the top ledge there and just run around the outside of the enclosed area. There we see AKM doing just that. Another jumping shot directly over his opponent. Manages to take him out, but does lose another point of armor. We got a showdown now. ID versus AKM. Next hit wins, or if he can hop on the goal and capture it, that'll be great for Colwn. That's 2 attacking rounds now for Colwn. They're up 5-2 in game number 2 here on Crossroads.
That is really, really nice play, absolutely. If you want to see 180, 360 no-scopes, well, Shootmania happens to be the game to do it in. So I'd suggest keeping an eye on that one, where all the skill is right now in FPS. And now Clock is on his way and going to be going up against the Colwn defensive team. Interesting start here for Colwn, actually. That's a pretty aggressive defensive place, and it gets the rocket to connect. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea. He gets picked off for the process, but, 1-for-1 trade is not that terrible.
That's true. With a little bit more time on the clock, I hate that actually, clock. With a little bit more time on the clock, he's going to be able to progress a little bit safer. He's not worried about flanks anymore. He can see the rockets coming from 2 directions instead of 3, so that's going to give him a little bit of breathing room. If that trade had happened later, it's a little bit more difficult because of the laser recharge time, but Clock, has lots of time to assess the situation. Even though he does catch that long range rocket from Wins, now he's only got 1 armor, 2 defenders still standing. Time is ticking down. The goal's only open for 7 more seconds. Colwn has 1 more shot here. Clock has 1 more shot against Sturmy. Can he get it? Yes, he does.
Oh, fantastic
in the
play.
nick of time. That was very close to timing out.
Yeah, that was unbelievably clutch play right there. The fact that he even managed to slip under that rocket that was coming his way, that was perfectly aimed. No question about that. A flash little move. I'm liking that a great deal. And Colwn with a really strong performance so far, but things are looking like they may very well go the other way. And now Wins is on his way to try and make that happen.
All right, Colwn wins with 1 attacking round to his name so far in the series. They are still up 5-3. They are still ahead by 1 attacking round, and that's really what you're going to look at in terms of who's ahead. But that was a great 40-meter shot on the back hill there. Rafa and Clock moving to more defensive positions, a little bit more conservative positions. Clock caught out in the open, but Wins misses the open shot, and Clock does manage to nail him with 1 of those defensive rockets. Rafa over in the corner by the side entrance, unable to land anything. He has a little bit exposed, but it gives time for Clock to get back into position.
Well, it's starting to get a little bit tense with 1 armor down and 10 seconds left on the clock, and I was very surprised to see him connect that, but there we go. Clock finishes it off there. And going into that position with about 10 seconds left generally involves the attacking player doing something a little bit desperate, which is something that the defenders can certainly exploit. We're able to do that there. Get into the close range where rockets are most effective, and in an enclosed environment where it's very hard to dodge 2 sets of rockets coming from opposite sides.
Yep, the cross-up is just a very popular, effective technique in Shootmania. You position them so that they can triangulate rockets. We're also starting to see the 3rd dimension come into play. A couple of players will shoot low while the others shoot high, so that they force them to jump over the first rocket and then hit them with the second one. These guys are precise enough that they can set up things like that and still actually pull it off. ID attacking now for SK Gaming. They've got only a few attempts left here to try and tie things up on attacking rounds, so ID really needs to find his laser here.
The question is, can he get it? The aggressive approach can pay dividends at times, but of course it is also incredibly risky. So far things are going okay for ID, but he hasn't picked up a single... Oh my god, how did he dodge that? And there he eats a shot from Sturmy, AKM with the second one, and then he just rush him down, which is exactly the right thing to do in that situation. Nicely played there. Currently, Colwn up 6 rounds to 4. Bear in mind, it is up to 9 and with a clear 2-point advantage. And it could go on until the end of time,
forever. No, yes. We've got the round limit set to 99, which would only take about 99 minutes. So, not so bad.
That's not too shabby.
Oh, wait, actually, I did that math wrong. It's actually 99 times 2, huh? So it would be 99 to 97 in a situation like that. That would be a lot of minutes. But
well, that's basically 1 Terran versus Terran in StarCraft.
Oh, that's right. Pole versus Bombers coming up, right? So we'll be right on schedule with them. Sturmy attacking now for Colwn. They are sitting on a slight advantage. Oh, great shot against Rafa there to get started. We got the long-range rockets trying to come across from ID and Clock over on the left side as usual. Sturmy going to take advantage of this little bit of a lull. Oh, he takes out ID. ID does plant one on him, though. Sturmy just finishes the round. There you go.
Cares not for your flipping tree. That was nicely put down there by him. And Colwn with a really good bit of momentum now. They've picked up several attacking rounds already. And as a result, I mean, actually, every one of them has picked up an attacking round so far, which is really great. And you don't usually see that, honestly.
That's true.
More often than not, this caliber of play does come down to that 1 attacking round, giving momentum, and then essentially running out the clock, getting to the top score, the point limit of 9 there. But right now, Colwn's in almost an indomitable position, I would say, to go forward and take this to the 3rd game.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, actually. It only takes 3 lasers to win a round, so definitely anything could happen. But being down by 2 attacking rounds in a situation like this, you do not have a lot of room for error. So AKM going to get picked off. Rafa, very nice, reverse dodging those rockets, basically. They were coming from behind, so he had no idea where they were actually coming, but still manages to escape unscathed. There's the 2nd shot. Rafa has a chance to get the 2nd attacking round in now for SK Gaming. They have a chance to bring it back, tie things up. There he does it.
Nice.
Rafa trying to get things close now for SK Gaming. That's 2 attacking rounds for them, 3 still for Colwn, and AKM has an opportunity to really shut the door here if he can get an attacking round right now.
Yeah, that would be almost undefeatable as far as I'm concerned. They already have a pretty significant lead as it is, but SK coming back with a strong performance there. You never know, it can go either way. Gotta say, it's really awesome to see the movement system being used to its full effect here. It's very elegant, very fluid now, and with the pros using it, they're able to increase speed, they're they're able to drift and do all sorts of clever tricks, utilizing that bar you see down to the bottom right. And once again, standard engagement procedure here, which is working out well so far for SK, with not one but two connections there by Clock. Unexpected, and AKM now in a world of hurt.
Oh, Clock landing that third and final rocket. Yeah, so it looks like AKM just really loves jumping over people and trying to take them out. Clock says, my fence.
And rightfully so. It is indeed his fence. He likes to camp out there, and that setup is pretty much optimal for this map at this point, so it is understandable. It would be ironic, of course, if Clock were to run into that fence and be destroyed at this point, but he's going to take a different route. This is not something we've seen in this map before, and it's a curious one, actually, because if he is able to do this and the defenders don't realize he's doing this, then he may be able to pick one off quite easily. Oh, like that! Blindsided completely. And how dare Clock decide not to abide by the current metagame?
That's very interesting, actually. That left side route is actually pretty much undetectable at the beginning. So there are several routes where, you know, the defenders just assume that you're taking when they don't see you for the first 10 seconds. That tunnel is just a very popular one as it spits out very close to the goal. And they were set up clearly to deal with a tunnel exit, but not for that leap across.
And it's the cap, and it's a beautiful cap.
So good there.
I thought Clock was going to want to get his fence back there, but it looks like the cap will do for him.
Yeah, he doesn't need to reclaim the fence. He'd rather have the goal.
Absolutely.
So, Clock with 2 successful attacking rounds. He was, again, the only successful attack round on the first map to get SK into this situation in the first place with this 1-0 lead. Wins is going to be attacking now for AKM. He's had 1 successful attacking round himself, so he's certainly capable of getting Colwn back on top here, but 3 successful attack rounds on either side is very good back and forth here. The defensive stalemate from the first game has been pretty much broken apart as Colwn and SK Gaming are both pretty well warmed up now.
It's why I love this map. It's an absolute classic. We were able to use it in the first ever Shootmania tournament and have mostly got the best games on it as well. Speaking of, that is a great start from ID, honestly, and Colwn could be taking a lot of damage here very quickly. Whoa, there it is, done. Completely roasted there by SK, and wow. If SK takes this one, then that'll be absolutely fantastic for them. As you were saying, you know, Colwyn's in a really comfortable spot anyway in the group, but SK needs this, and they're going to take it in commanding fashion if ID is able to make the conversion.
That's right. ID is in a position now, it's series point, as they're already up 1-0, and it is first to 9 points with that 8 points against 7 lead. 1 attacking round is all he needs. Can he put together the 3 lasers necessary, or will Colwn, Sturmy, AKM, and Wins be able to shut him down?
Well, we are about to find out. Sturmy playing his classic defensive style inside the clover there, and he looked for an ambush. It hasn't been got yet, and ID's actually got into a good position here that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to get. Sturmy pops out for the ambush, isn't able to actually make that connect. Neither's ID, though, a little bit wonky on the shot there, and this is a dangerous position to be in, and he takes out Sturmy on the close range, but the rush down comes in, and it's 8 for 8.
Yeah, look at that. Defensive shots from Sturmy hitting double digits now. AKM and Wins pulling their weight. Sometimes you'll see goose eggs on that defensive side. SK is a pretty good spread as well. ID doing the bulk of the work there, but Sturmy has an opportunity now to put Colwn in a position to go to game 3. They will not straight up win the map here if Sturmy's successful. They would have to still defend one more time, so SK at least has some breathing room when it comes to that, but you know, pressure is building now. Sturmy in extra rounds has been very, very good so far this tournament. Colwn usually turns up the heat when we get into this position.
Yeah, there's a lot of defensive rockets coming in. It looks like random fire, but it's very much zoning fire, and that's exactly what's happening with ID being able to get one conversion. Sturmy, incredible movement up to this point to avoid that, but he's stuck in the tunnel. This is a really bad position to be in. Will be able to get out of there. ID missing the rockets slightly. Sturmy trying to make his way up to the top. Capture point is now in effect. 15 seconds to make it work. There's one. Could Sturmy make this actually go all the way? That would be incredibly impressive to see. He misses it and is caught out in the air by a barrage of rockets. So close to making that work, but looks like we're going into extra time.
Yeah, 9-8 is the score. Rafa attacking now for SK Gaming, and because SK defended first in this map, they're always going to be in this position when they're attacking that it's map point. So they've you know, got to be grateful for that little bit of cushion. You know, if Colwn were to get an attacking round, they would have the ability to defend right after. Rafa searching for defenders now. He gets eyes on, I believe that's Wins that's been playing the left side gate there, and we'll see if he's going to just sneak around him, try to isolate him. Nearly runs into the electric water. That would have been really embarrassing. But he's going to stare him down. This gives the opportunity for the other two defenders to get into a better position. Looks like AKM still manning the laser pad at the moment. No, he's actually going to go ahead and run down into the enclosed area as well as time ticks down. Only 5 seconds left before the goal is open, and Rafa's made no progress. There we go.
Well, if you want to open up a dancing school after this, then you do a pretty damn good job by the looks of it. Or maybe he should just start teaching shooting, because this is a great example right here from Rafa. 5 seconds to make it work. Can he do it? This should be a good cap right here. He's pushed off the point. Oh, sit down, says Sturmy. Not for you today.
Sturmy versus Rafa. That's, I mean, classic match.
Pretty much, yeah. And it went in Sturmy's favor this time around. Oh, that was so unfortunate. Hey, that's the ideal situation. You've got a few seconds left on the clock, 3 armor points versus 1 defender. Basically, you can get on the pad and you can win that most of the time. But Sturmy says, no, that ain't happening.
Yep, Sturmy sits him down, as Golden Boy likes to say, anytime someone gets eliminated. AKM actually taking up the zoom function again on the laser pad, scanning a little bit for some defenders. Obviously, they're going to be wise to just stay hidden while they know that the attacker is up there. But, you know, they're playing in the archways, in the corners. There's ID actually waiting for AKM. Turned out to be a mistake, as AKM is a little bit too quick on the draw. His hair trigger actually let him eliminate him. And there's 3 armor left with only 5 seconds left before the cap is open. Just barely getting grazed by that rocket. Does not actually connect with him.
Yeah, singeing the whiskers doesn't really matter all that much as long as he's got his armor intact, which he does. He needs to really pick off another to make this work, honestly. And he's not making it happen right now. These rails are not accurate for him at all. He goes for the dot. Can he? What?
Wow, incredible there for AKM. SK Gaming dropping the ball a little bit on that one.
Just a smidge, yeah.
They were right in his territory. Or he was right in their territory, rather. And, you know, you saw rockets crossing up all over the place, but eventually you run out. I mean, you get a stock of 4, but it takes a second to reload, and they seem to waste their whole payload there at one time. And who was that, actually? That was AKM.
Yeah.
Got in there for the win.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really, because you get in this situation where there's 2 guys and you've got 1 attacker and there's like 2 seconds left on the clock. You're like, all right, all we need to do is just throw rockets in his direction. Sometimes, no.
Oh, man. AKM ends the game with the super long-range laser.
Very nice.
He forces a game 3 now for Colwn versus SK. Incredible stuff there. We saw some really very interesting attacking rounds going on, and some really great defenses. There were some really clutch ones. Sturmy, for example, with that triple tap on Rafa right at the end. And man, that was a very exciting game. These guys are top-notch players from North America and Europe. Colwn was the winner of our first European qualifier a month and a half ago, and SK Gaming was actually invited after working with Rafa at PAX. We knew he had the determination and the ability basically to put together a team, and invited him on out here. So these 2 teams now facing down. This is game 3. It's a really important one, but we're going to take a short break, and on the other side, we'll see if SK Gaming can topple Colwn and try to advance out of Group A.